こんばんは。ドラゴンエイジ。ベイルの守護者初見パート11やっていきます。前回の続きからやっていきます。コンティニュー。モリガンと話すか。
They carry messages through the city.
The market was all right. No one gave you any trouble.
こっちか。
Please.
どこまで行くんだ。ファーストトラベルのした方がいいかな。
Dogtown's never short on nightlife, is it?
The nightlife was always more Hilario's thing. He said I should get out more. Fulfilling crow contracts didn't count.
Hey, Rook. I heard some people lost their homes.
Why did Morgan want to meet in Minrathous? Isn't she helping the Veil Jumpers in Arlathan?
Indeed, but today we have a guest, and he needed the anonymity that only a city provides.
Well, look who it is.
Good to see you, Lace.
Rook, you remember how Varric and I served the Inquisition? Well, this is Inquisitor Trevelyan, the man who led us all.
Trevelyan. Isn't that the name of a noble family down in the south?
Yes. I remember the days before the Inquisition, when Trevelyan family politics were the most complicated part of my life. Simpler times.
I fear that simpler times are like to remain a memory, for now.
Morrigan and Harding have told me about what you've accomplished since taking over for Varric. You've put together an impressive team, and you've got the best chance, maybe the only chance, to stop Elganon and Gillenane.
I won't let you down.
Don't worry about me. Worry about the people you've recruited, and about the people depending on you. I only sealed the breach because I had people like Cassandra, Liliana, and Cullen with me from the start. Without Dorian's magic and Josephine's diplomacy, we never would have come together to stop Corypheus. Years later, I had to disband the Inquisition. But I never lost the friends who'd gotten me through it all. Ultimately, they're the only ones you can really count on. Do right by them and you'll find your way.
We've got the makings of a good team, I think. We'll do our best.
And while you do so, Rook, the Inquisitor will do his best to ensure that the rest of the world remains intact. A daunting prospect, given that most of the South is under siege by Darkspawn.
It's that bad?
If not for the Inquisitor, the South would have collapsed completely. He has not been idle while you assembled your team.
If the South is in such turmoil, why come up here just to talk? And how did you get here so fast?
Did you think you were the only one to unlock the secrets of the Illuvians?
Morgan helped the Inquisition use the Illuvians to travel.
While I lack the Dreadwolf's Viravus, I may still scurry between the walls of this world to be where I might do the most good. The Inquisitor asked to meet you, and I thought it might help you to meet him.
I thought the gods were mostly active up here. It's really that bad in the south?
Elganon and Gillenane have indeed restricted their activities to the north. But the forces they deployed to the south, the strange new Darkspawn, have spread fear and corruption greater than any blight in history.
Darkspawn have cut through the center of Orlais. Valroyo and Helem Shiral are barely holding out. Ferelden would have fallen already if not for help from Orzammar, With Denerim lost, the Ferelden's are holding the line at Redcliffe. The Free Marches have the worst of it. Acting Viscount Aveline Valen led the evacuation of Kirkwall. She's taking her people and what's left of her army to help Prince Vale keep Starkhaven.
Maker, we didn't know. My ma...
Don't worry. I called in a favor with the Divine. Your mother's safe with some old friends.
Thank you.
The Inquisition might be gone, but my name still carries some weight. I've used it to get people working together where they can. Again, the South is my problem, not yours, Rook. You stop the gods, and I'll make sure the rest of Thedas doesn't fall to the Blight.
I have a team, but not much in the way of forces. If there's any military support you can spare.
I'm sorry. Our forces in the South are stretched thin already. And I'm afraid the Grey Warden leadership doesn't think much more highly of me than they do of you.
The Inquisitor did not come all this way to leave you with empty words, however. He brought something no one else could.
A wolf statuette? Something to do with Solus?
I found it right around the time Solus's ritual failed, when he was pulled into the Fade. We've examined the magic, and it's tied to the Veil. To him, somehow.
Solus is ancient, and his magic is part of him in a way far beyond that of mortals. I suggest you take it to the crossroads and see if something in the lighthouse calls to it. Perhaps it will yield some insight into your new ally.
Solus is trapped in the Fade. He's not my biggest concern at the moment.
Solus is trapped in your dreams, and while he cannot match Elganon or Gillenane in strength, he is far more cunning. He is the Dreadwolf. He led a rebellion that lasted centuries. How many times do you think the gods thought him trapped and helpless?
Morrigan is right. Solus is dangerous. Anything that gives us some insight into his plans. He fooled us all before, and the whole world very nearly paid the price for it.
We should go, Inquisitor. The armies in the south need you.
Right. Harding, stay sharp. You're my eyes in the north.
Always, Inquisitor.
Rook, good luck. If I come across anything else that can help, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
もうかに会いましたね。次はどこ行くんだ。これは戻るのか。こっち行くのか。パーティーで書いて、ここだったらこっち行けばいいのか。いた。ほい。よし、どうだ。ほっ。よし。よっしゃ。ほっ。よし。いていていて、刺さった。 これはどこまで進むって。よし。
I'm certainly glad to have a warden with us.
これか。嘘。よし。ほい。ほ。ほ。よし。早っ。どうだ。こっち。ほい。よし。ほっ。よっしゃ。よし。ほい。こっからはこうじゃない。
Better get this where it's needed.
あ、ここか。で、ここ破壊して。
If the gods spread blight, imagine the entire world remade like these infested.
うわ、すごいな。よっしゃ。いていていていて。よし。こう。よし。よいしょ。
Check out the ballista.
よし。よっしゃ。これをゲットして、うわいていていていていて。こっちか。いていていて。よし。よっしゃ。距離を取ってから攻撃。よし。ほい。どうだ。こっか。よっしゃ。よし、倒した。
And another sample.
That must be enough for an analysis.
Yeah, let's get back to Edka and Antoine.
もしかしてこれか？違うか。向こう行くのか。
Light gunned up the engine. I think we can cut through.
よし。お、開いた。
What happened happened.
で、この上行くのか。ちょっと話しかけようか。
Yeah?
You're here to help.
話しかける。
Antoine? Antoine?
Yes? Yes, the blight samples. They're like nothing we've seen, or anything in the Warden records. And Rook? I believed you, but to hear it? I almost hear voices in it. The gods calling the blight.
We knew things were bad. But if the Blight's being called, the situation's more unpredictable than we thought. We need to...
I give you two reign, and this is where it leads. Chasing Rook's lies.
First Warden,
You were told to stay away. Or does your allegiance to us no longer matter?
What do you want me to do? Stick my head up my ass and pretend nothing's happening?
He doesn't mean that.
Rook knew something was wrong.
I can hear it in the samples. The gods. He's telling the truth. The blight has changed, and that changes everything.
It changes nothing. Your sensitivity to blight is useful, Warden Antoine. But you've had more than one snake in your ear.
I took the same vows as you. We're on the same side.
You're on thin ice. You tampered with a ritual that unleashed blight. You did not know what you were doing then, and you don't now.
If gods control the Blight, we need to change how we approach it.
Archdemons control blight, and we'd sense if one had risen. We'd make the sacrifices needed to fight it.
But we...
The blight has increased. Now is not the time to lose focus. Wardens Evka and Antoine, are you sworn to combat the blight?
Yes, but...
Then report back to Weishaupt and do so.
That went poorly, even for a talk with him.
I'm a warden. I know what I'm doing. Why won't he listen?
You're a good warden. And don't catch yourself thinking otherwise.
Maybe. But I need the Order's help.
There's you, Davrin, me, and Antoine. We make it work with the four of us. You and Davrin work with your new friends. Antoine and I will track Darkspawn and the Blight.
In so-called peace, vigilance. If we learn the gods' plans, you will too.
The elven god of monsters had been hard at work. She'd taken the Darkspawn and made them so much worse. Now, she and Elgarnon had their glorious new army. The risen gods were ready. And they had just the target.
퀘스트 완료.
We should take a break. Head back to the lighthouse for a bit.
또仲間のスキルをナプラ振ってなかったのか。これとこれとこれとこれ。 キル上げはこれかな。これとこれとこれか。でキャラクターの方はどこ行くんだっけ。こっか。
Rook, just got word. First Warden's calling everyone back to Weishaupt. Everyone except us, seems like. Guess the First Warden holds a grudge.
Calling Wardens back from all over Thetis is a big step. Did he give any reason why?
Not exactly, but I've heard rumors of a massive Darkspawn horde on the move. Even hearing there's an Archdemon with them.
The other Archdemons are dead. Only Razikale and Lusicon live. So which one is it?
No one has a good look yet. Makes it hard to tell. Rook, if the gods have an Archdemon, Warden lore says Archdemons only show up during a blight. Doesn't say anything about elven gods. Seems like the rules have changed, and we're going in blind. We need to know what we're up against.
I'll talk to Solus. See if he knows anything about any of this. Make sure the others are ready to move.
びっくりマークがついてるな。先にこの下のとこ行って、
I'm sorry, but I find it completely unnatural.
I don't get why you think cremation's so bad. Everyone outside Navarra burns their dead.
All those lost vessels. Fine mansions reduced to ash. Manfred, for instance. How would his wisp have fared if I hadn't given it a body?
Where, or, who'd you get his body from?
There was no single donor. The arms were recovered from a charnel pit. The ribs were a gift from a dear friend. And Manfred's wisp picked out his own skull from some donations. That was quite the day. He's been fine company during my Necropolis excursions ever since.
What does Manfred understand exactly?
Simple things, but he grows. Spirits of curiosity are voracious learners. The more he experiences, the more sophisticated his conclusions. With guidance, of course.
If I say, good to meet you, will he get that?
Manfred's alert to the sentiment, certainly. I encountered him as a wisp in the Necropolis years ago. A simple spirit, but so curious. He refused to leave my side.
So, you built a skeleton for the spirit to live in?
Spirits are formed from the emotions and desires of people in the mortal realm. Manfred's wisp came from curiosity. It's these spirits which animate the dead. Their drive revives the corpse, yet the corpse colors their actions. Thus, the eternal question, Are undead, inhuman spirits puppeting a body, or does some shade of the departed return?
Any way I can avoid answering this, please?
I'm sorry. I'm used to arguing with my colleagues in favor of the soul's return. I swear I could see it sometimes, Rook. A glint of recognition of something more in the dead.
Hey, that's my sleeve. Are you trying to steal my buttons?
As well as a certain mischievousness. Manfred.
I cannot say.
Who created you?
I cannot say.
What can you say?
I cannot say.
Right. Deserve that.
Got the archive spirit working, I see.
Rook, you're here. And I did. Sort of. A little bit. It appears, but it won't tell me anything.
You simply ask the wrong questions. A common affliction of the weak-minded.
Also that. It's kind of mean.
You should remind that thing who's in charge.
That's an idea. Syrian learned a lot, taught me a lot about these archives. They have, well, not thoughts like us, but sort of pathways, I guess. They can only respond to specific questions worded in specific ways. So, if you're powerful, like almost God-level powerful, how would you talk to someone you see as lesser?
Given our examples, I'd be kind of a demanding jerk.
Right! So, let's try that. Archive, tell me who built you.
One of the greatest of Elvenan, a steward of her glory. Truly, I was blessed to bathe in his warmth. Anaris built me, and to him I shall someday return.
You mean the Forgotten One?
I cannot say.
Good point. It came later.
What or who is a Forgotten One?
The bad gods, or so we were taught, told never to speak their names. Elgranon, Gillenane, they were the good ones that you could pray to. But now we know the truth about the Evanuris. So we don't know for sure what the Forgotten Ones were, I mean. They used to say Solus was one, so best case scenario like him. Worst case, well, you heard it talk.
Right. So this thing's dangerous if it belonged to one of them.
Could be, but still important and invaluable. Everything Anaris knew, this thing knows, and my people deserve to know. If I can get it to tell me.
Archive. Tell me about the Dreadwolf.
An ideologue and a fool who will soon pay the price. When Anaris dispatches the Evanuris, he will spare a thought for Fen'Harel.
Archive. Tell me about the Evanuris.
A group of cowards, hiding behind their more powerful magic and superior numbers. Their jealousy of Anaris was palpable. Their war is unending, but Anaris will prevail.
You have a chance to learn more about your people. Go for it. Just be careful and try not to break anything.
Right. Thanks, Rook.
All thanks must be given to Anaris, for he will cast down the oppressive Evanuris and take his rightful place.
What a shame I can't stay longer. Good luck.
Appreciate the support.
You seem at home here. Or is it a front? You know something I don't? So much for a straight answer.
Nev, you don't strike me as an animal person. Besides cats, maybe.
Oh, I'm not. Back home, you find a creature bigger than a cat, and it's probably half demonic. Damned if a third of the cats aren't either.
That's nothing like you, is it, Hassan? You might be fluff all the way through. It was a compliment.
Of all the nonsense we've run into, you're what's strange.
Hassan? Really?
There's been a god or two I didn't expect. But bad mages trying to make the world worse, that's not new. I had an uncle who went on about wardens and griffins. Loved the feathered things. They were always the heroes. If we're getting bedtime stories turned real, having griffins in the world again, it's not the one I'd have bet on.
Maybe he's a sign. Good things coming out of disaster.
A lucky charm? I wouldn't go that far. But we better keep you safe. Sing your praises and you still want something? I'll find you a treat if you don't tell Davrin. Have we got a deal?
Hey, Hassan, between you and me, I think I like her. A lot. Yeah.
Listen up. If Davrin finds crumbs, Rook takes the fall.
Falling. On it.
こっちか。
Well, it's all as you left it?
Close enough. I think the caretaker's been tidying up. Rook, now's not the best time to chat. Let's talk later.
Later then.
なるほど。時が来たか。来てから話すのか。
Rook, I was thinking of taking Hassan for a walk. He could use the exercise. Chance to stretch his wings. Thought you'd like to come along.
グリフォンの訓練か。
Any luck tracking down your mystery friend?
The Shaper didn't like me asking about Shaper Valta. Or harassing people with talk of dwarven magic.
Damn, that's a disappointment.
Well, I'm not gonna find my answers in Orzammar. My contacts had no idea what I was talking about.
So what now?
I was thinking, the voice said look to those closest to the stone. What if she never meant Orzammar?
Huh?
There is another great Tig, the original capital of the dwarves, Kal Shirak. It was lost during the First Blight, and its people survived in isolation for hundreds of years. They re-emerged, some 20 years ago?
And you think they're closer to the stone?
Orzammar can't help. What have I got to lose?
I'm curious about Kalsharok's isolation.
The dwarves took heavy losses during the First Blight. To stop the Darkspawn from overrunning them, they closed off passages in the deep roads. Those that could retreated to Orzammar. Kalsharok was lost. They abandoned the city and its people, sealed them away with the Darkspawn.
There must have been another way. What they did was monstrous.
Can you imagine being trapped, knowing death was coming?
Ugh, but they didn't die. The rumors...
That the dwarves of Kalsharok had to change to survive? No one's really sure what that means exactly.
When we find them, you can ask. Are you sure Orzammar isn't hiding something?
Pressing them for information would be tricky. I could anger someone important. If Kalsharok doesn't turn out, I can go back to poking at Orzammar. But not before then.
How do we get in touch with these Kalsharok dwarves?
Already working on it. You don't spend 10 years in the Inquisition without making contacts. I should have a meeting set up by the time we're ready to leave.
Oh, クエスト。もう話しかけたから、先に仲間のクエストやっか。仲間のクエストはこっちか。向こう行く。近いのがここか。よし。
Let's get going. I've been thinking. Lancet and Remy used special food to train the griffins. Said it was the fastest way to start a bond.
Right, what did you call it? Turlum?
That's it. And gingerwort truffles were the griffins' favorite treats. They grow around ruins. We're going to teach Hassan how to find some.
Oh. How did you end up with the Grey Wardens?
Grew up in a Dalish clan. I'd hear all these stories about things that happened thousands of years ago.
The Dalish do love their history.
Except I wanted to make history. Didn't fit in. Bored, so I went looking for adventure.
How'd that go over with your clan?
Poorly. They felt like I rejected them.
Did you?
Yeah, I suppose. Clan life wasn't for me. I had to get away.
So then what happened? You're out in the world, looking for adventure.
Got my ass kicked. I broke. I couldn't go crawling back to my clan of failure. Doubt they'd take me back. They forced me to figure out what I was good at. Always had a knack for hunting.
こっち行くのか。
What are you doing? That's not a truffle. That's a nug. You'll get fleas.
At least he's having fun.
Truth is, he purrs when you scratch him. Maybe we can speed things up by helping him. Let's search the bushes. Look around for truffles.
調査す。
That was a thorn.
Keep looking.
Nug droppings. Yuck.
The nugs pretty much own Arlithan Forest.
Nope. This is harder than it looks.
It's fleas, isn't it? What'd I tell you?
Actually, I think it's a truffle.
Huh.
Maybe the nugs like truffles. Could Hassan know that if you follow them, you might find truffles?
Are you really that smart, boy?
Seems pretty clever to me.
If only you'd be clever enough to listen.
Well, you're still getting to know each other. Remember, Turlum. Remy was probably right. Remember how she said he needed a lighter touch?
If I go soft on him, the world would chew him up.
Let's give you both a chance and see if you can find any more of these.
How?
Find some nugs, see what happens. So how did you go from hunter to slayer of monsters?
Uncle Eldrin. An old elf I knew growing up. When I was a kid, I'd hunt just about anything. Rabbits, deer, fox. Eldrin gave that purpose. Taught me the way of three trees. The way of the arrow, way of the bow, way of the wood.
That sounds noble.
Eldrin taught me to hunt the unnatural so the natural can thrive. Be a force for good. Besides, it was either that or starve. Monsters paid good coin.
But why become a Grey Warden? If you were making money on your own...
I didn't leave my clan to get rich. Had to prove it was all worth something. I needed a cause.
There are easier causes than dying in the deep roads.
Darkness is a sparring partner. The greater... There. I think Hassan's got something. Why don't you take a look? I'll be damned. Follow the nugs.
Like I said, he's a clever one.
Might make a tracker out of you yet. Hungry? What? It's gingerwort. Eat it.
Remember, light touch.
I mean, it's dessert fit for a prince. See?
It's for your own good, Hassan.
That's a Grey Warden talking. Listen well. With Lancet and Remy gone, if something happens to me, he'll have to stand on his own.
So don't let anything happen to you.
We're both wardens. Death's around every corner. Not that I don't enjoy punching it squarely in the face.
Be careful. All it takes is one miss.
Death always wins. Sooner or later. Can't live your life worrying about that. Okay, boy. That's enough for one day.
But he's having fun.
He overeats, and you'll find out how fun Griffin puke is.
Hassan, you heard him. Let's go.
お、クエス完了。お、ゲット。鹿。服変えられるのかな。おお、防御力高いな。こっちでいいかな。なんかすごい格好してるな。これで、あ、こっち。あ、誰にしようかな。
Thanks for coming, Rook. I hope the Kalsharok dwarves have some answers.
おお、すごっ。鉱山っぽいな。鉱山なの。なんか落ちてきた。崩れてきてる。おお、すごい。よし。お、レジェンド。
So you don't actually know who or what this Stelgard is?
A new friend, I hope. We're supposed to meet Stelgard here.
So. Wait.
That has to be Stelgard. Stelgard?
Yes. Lace Harding, of the Inquisition.
Wait, how do you know about...
And this is the one they call Rook? A Kunari gold hunter from Rivain.
So you've heard of us?
You have brought a strange assortment to our gates, Lace Harding.
Thanks for meeting with us. I really hope you can help Harding.
You are gracious in your address. It is not necessary. Tell me what you wish.
I'm looking for someone touched by the Ancients. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes. She has been waiting for you. Follow, and keep your weapons ready. The roads are dark. The creatures there even more so.
さて、セーブして。配信はここまでにします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。また見に来てください。